Hey guys, it's Jovi and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome to Pretty is Political, y'all. And today we're talking about all these things that are going on across the world and how it affects us because it affects us. Okay. Over the last hold on one second. One second. Okay, sorry. Sorry about that. Okay, over the last several days, the Iran war has started to reveal something very important. Okay, what initially looked like a fast military activity has now turned into a very big complication for the Middle East region, um, Europe, Asia, and especially here in America. Okay. And these things are really hard to ignore. Okay. Um, like I said, it's no longer about military strikes. We're looking about the cost. Okay. We're talking about the sustainability of this war. Okay. The optics, losing of alliance, energy pressure, and how long the military pressure can actually be maintained in all of this foolishness that is going on. Okay, so as we know, this all jumped off on February 28th. Okay, oh my God, February 28th. Oh man, the day that the war began. Okay, so as we all know, the U.S. and it's not real launched a military strike against Iran. I guess with the idea that they were going to be able to unalive their supreme leader, throw a couple bombs, and backtrack. Right? They thought they were gonna, throw rocks and hide their hands. Okay, and they thought because I guess last year Iran was like, you know what, I'm gonna chill when it's not real started with them the first time, that this was going to happen again. Okay, they got ahead of themselves. They snatched up the president from Venezuela, and they just thought that, we Americans sometimes seem to forget that there is a big world outside of our perspective states and country. Okay, there is a big world with other things happening, and everybody is not afraid of us. Okay, now, so again, they targeted the infrastructure of Iran. They targeted the supreme leader, him, a lot of his cabinet, and his entire family, except for his son, were assassinated. Okay, let's call a spade a spade. His entire family, okay, except for the son. The son, I add, who has been anointed, appointed, I don't know the words that they use, the new supreme leader as of like 2 days ago. So the son, the surviving son, okay, of the former supreme leader is now this supreme leader. And according to what everybody is saying, he gets down way worse than his daddy. He don't play no games at all. And now he's in charge, and he told them to go yourself, okay? Because he's over it, all right? I believe they reached out, or Regina attempted to reach out to him the other, like 3 days ago, and he said something along the lines of, I'm not negotiating with Satan. He said, we're not negotiating with Satan during this holy month of Ramadan. Something along those lines. I was just like, yeah, these people are not playing. It's up and it's stuck, and we all need to be very fucking afraid. Let me just say that. Okay, so then Iran decided to, as the days have gone on, start attacking other Middle Eastern countries across the region who thought they was down with the USA. Okay, um, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, so all of them. Okay, Dubai, they started lighting these places up. Now we have seen that people in Dubai are trying to act like they're not getting hit, because, you know, Dubai is a very touristy section of the Middle East, right? The way this is going right now, it kind of collapsed their whole system. It's looking like, right? So he started just laying into the other Middle Eastern countries. And then he told the Middle Eastern countries a day ago, it might have been 2 days ago, everything is happening so much. He gave them 48 hours. Okay, what did he give them 48 hours to do? To get the USA the fuck up out of Dodge. He gave them 48 hours. He told Dubai, the other Middle Eastern countries who had American bases and businesses and things like that, to get them the fuck up out of here. You get them the fuck up out of here. We're not going to attack you because you want to play games with these people. They're your friends. I'm going to knock out your friends. Okay. Your friends can't save you. Okay. Your friends can't save you. So what you want to do? Because you live on our block. Quintessentially, right? You live on our block. So what you want to do? Your people from the Upper West Side, they can't help you out there here in Brooklyn, okay? They can't help you there here in Brooklyn, all right? All right? They're not even giving you ammo to shoot back at this point, okay? They're over it, all right? So what you gonna do? So then I saw a video of the governments from these Middle Eastern countries, Qatar, Bahrain, a bunch of them. I don't know all the damn country names. I'm gonna be honest. A bunch of them sending the military back where they came from, and not only the Middle Eastern countries. Okay, Europe is on that shit too. Because remember, a couple of months ago, not even a couple of months ago, because he's been doing this for a while, talking shit about NATO. Remember how we dropped out of NATO? Okay, we didn't want to pay NATO. We didn't want to pay our membership fee. Remember, we didn't want to pay our membership fee. So because we didn't pay our membership fee, we're not a part of NATO. Okay, so don't go over there to Spain asking that Spaniard president can your military launch from Spanish territory? Because he said no. He said no. The entire Europe said no. We don't want no parts of it. Matter of fact, remember, you don't fuck with us. Remember, you was talking mad shit to us. Remember how you put all them tariffs on us. Lord, you can't make this shit up. We've been saying since this shit happened that this is what's going to happen. And I've specifically been saying for over a year, we are going to be fully alone. 100% alone. All we got is not real, but it's not real only has what they have because of us. So they like a fucking dependent. Okay, we have no allies. We cannot take off from nowhere. I told y'all a couple of months ago when I was doing a couple of videos about the Sahel nations, basically the south of the desert, that a lot of them kicked out the French military, because there was French military in a lot of those areas. French military and American military. They kicked them the hell out of there. So they can't even take off from there. There's not a lot of places where they could take off from. Okay. So they already have they have a lot of fucking problems. Then come to find out, a couple of days into the war, they're dropping, after they unalived like 200 little girls. Okay. After they unalived, like dropped a bomb on a school. Okay. Dropped a bomb on a fucking elementary school is bananas. Okay. But then they want to come out and say, I have notes, but I'm going off the top of my head. I did create notes. But then going off to say that 6 army professionals, I guess military people, were unalived so far. 7, because one passed during an operation or whatever. I don't believe none of that. The Europeans, the Middle Easterns are saying that we as in American military, have about 500 to 600 casualties already. Because let's be for real. If they were dropping bombs on American military installations in the Middle East and blowing them to shit, you think those military installations were empty? No. Why would those military installations be empty? What military place you know of is empty? Even Area 51 got people stationed at over there. These military installations were far from fucking empty. Okay, let me get back on my notes so I can keep track. Okay, like we said, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, all the U.S. Regional assets, friends who are no longer friends no more. Because mind you, now they have been shooting down these drones. Mind you, Iran be pumping out drones like the shit is going out of style. Iran makes about 600 drones a day, according to, the information we are given from Al Jazeera and them, okay? And the European news is, okay, because the United States news is not there. We already know they trash. We already know they're bought and owned by like one or two people, okay? We already know they're telling us what they want us to know, what they want us to think, okay? The propaganda is real, okay? The propaganda, the war propaganda is fucking real, okay? And we know this fool is the king of propaganda, okay? He be lying to people's faces with the straightest face, okay? With the straightest face. So Iran produces about 600 drones a day. These drones cost about $25,000, depending on the drone, $20,000 to $30,000. So I'm gonna average it at $25,000. Okay. Okay. I was telling y'all last week, I made a video about how America, we are now in desperate need of munition. Okay. Things for bombs and all of this shit. And he's literally meeting, it was either yesterday or today, with manufacturers of munitions in America. Mind you, where are you getting the parts for the munitions? Because Europe's not fucking with you. Because most of these African nations, even the ones who playing pussy right now, they at least they scared of what the motherfuckers in the Sahel might do to them if they try to play around. If they fuck around, they gonna find out. Okay, that Kenyan president gonna fuck around and find out, because people ain't over there, they not playing with him. Okay, where they gonna get the raw materials? Where they gonna get the raw materials to make these bombs? Do you know how much the bombs cost that we blow up these $30,000 drones with? Like, I tell y'all the story sometimes a lot about David and Goliath. Now, we know I don't really do religion, and I told y'all we literally are Goliath, but David took us down. $30,000 drones compared to their $4 million a piece missiles. All of those missiles that are shooting down these little drones all over the Middle East cost $4 million a pop. Child, they need discount drones. They need discount missiles for these fucking drones. $4 million a pop. And that's another reason why the rest of the Middle Eastern countries gonna get down. I already told y'all. I hope Couture Bay is in here, because I watched her live yesterday and she said something very interesting. Couture is in Asia. Okay, we don't need to know all her business. Just know Instacart is popping. All right, but she is in Asia. So she said something that made me go, and I went to digging. Okay. So it cost $4 million a pop. These Middle Eastern countries were getting their, what do you call it? I forgot what would you call it, but the missiles to knock down the drones from America, right? That's why they will, give and take. America just said, we ain't got it. We trying to figure out how we're a little over a week into this war. This man is talking about he want to go 6 weeks. That's what they said about Vietnam. That's what they said about Vietnam. Okay, $4 million a pop. He don't have them to give to these Middle Eastern countries. So these Middle Eastern countries are running out of munitions to knock down the $4 million munitions to knock down these $30,000 drones. Are you with me here? So now the Middle Eastern countries, they Middle Eastern at the end of the day, they gonna get down because again, you could try to fuck with that bitch up the block, US, but you live here. These your people. You live here, up the block from me, in the same building. Fuck up the block, in the same building as me. So what you want to do? You gonna mess with the USA? Because you live right here. You don't live there in the block with them. They can't protect you from getting your ass beat in the hallway. Okay? I could be throwing the trash out, see you, and smack the shit out of you. It'll be too late for them to run up the block to come save you. Analogies, y'all. Analogies. All right? Okay. So, like I said before, civilian unalivings are on a rise. They're talking about 7 military, U.S. military people. That's a lie. That's a whole lie. Allegedly, but I'm telling you, that's a whole lie. That's a whole lie. That don't even make sense. That doesn't even make sense. There are military installations in the Middle East. They have staff there. It's not just empty facilities when they were dropping these bombs, okay? But they don't want to acknowledge, because a liar is a liar is a liar. They don't want to acknowledge that they're getting their asses handed to them. Okay. So again, an international criticism intensifies. Nobody in this world really fucks with Iran like that. Just like North Korea. North Korea got tagged himself into this, but I'll get to that in a minute. Nobody likes Iran. But you know what what they hate more than Iran? The United States' president. What they hate more than Iran, the United States president. Okay? They don't want no smoke. They don't want to go to war. They don't want the oh my Lord. What's the word? The end of the Bible. I forgot the day. I told you I'm not religious. They don't want the end of worlds. I just read another article where some US sergeants and shit was doing meetings with them generals, and they were talking about how Trump was anointed by God, the military, to bring in the fucking revelations. These people are this is our country, are attempting to bring about the end of fucking days. Whole face having these conversations with our military men and women. They sent in anonymous complaints to the board of whoever deals with shit like that. This man is going to leave this world soon. And when he leaves, he's willing to take this bitch with him. I wouldn't put it past. I'm gonna say this. I don't want to say this because I don't know. I know I say things. I feel like on his I gotta say it, because if I think it and I don't say it, it's gonna fucking happen. This psycho would press that button on his deathbed. This psycho would press that fucking button on his deathbed. You know I'm telling the truth. You know it's true. You know it's true. Now we're going to also talk about the images circulating. Iran is literally painting helicopters on the ground. And this is what I keep saying. We have fired. The people in this country have fired everyone who was adequate and replaced them with the most mediocre people on this fucking planet. I say what I say. Okay, I'm not even getting into the it's not real. I'm from Crown Heights. You know, half of my neighbors are it's not real. And mediocrity. Anyway, they blew up. That's how ain't there. They blew up the ground with an airplane painted on said ground, and nobody noticed. Nobody noticed that the propellers didn't move a fucking inch. That the tail was still there. They posted that. It's not real, people. Because our military is headed by a fucking Fox News host who's too drunk to deal. Because like I keep saying, everyone with common sense in the government was fired or quit. And now we're left with the C at best average students running this country into the ground. You know, when stupid people don't know they stupid, this is what we're dealing with right now. Straight up put those pictures, and nobody there, nobody in the room that was discussing we're gonna show the people this said, well, at least let's AI this bitch to look like the wings is flying or something. Nobody. They just posted it because nobody had the intelligence to peep game. Our lives is in these fuckers' hands. Let me tell you. Like I said, in modern war, images almost as much as outcome become the shape public belief about what is actually being accomplished. Okay, so we understand why they thought it was a good idea to post that. Look, we're winning, because he's running around talking about we're winning, and all it did was prove that we're stupid. Not us per se, because I ain't dumb. But the 27 to 30% of America who voted for this shit, we know they were stupid. The people in the office are stupid. Because like I previously said, nobody peeped the propellers. The first thing I noticed was the fucking propellers when I saw the shit. First thing I noticed, I was like, oh, this is crazy. They're out here with blow up trucks. They got it from China. The same China who's coming to mediate the fucking disagreement. The same China who's giving them everything that they need. The same China who's down with North Korea, who said, fuck around, find out, I will give Iran one of these bombs to clear. It's not real. And the same Russia who is feeding Iran as expected, because anything else says that you never paid attention in school and you're a fucking idiot. I can't help it. I know I got to keep composed, but fucking, and you're a fucking idiot. The same Russia who's feeding Iran information and telling them where, what, how, and when. And Orangina dumbass was on the phone with him last night, apparently, Talking about, yeah, Russia said we're doing such a great job. You're a dumb. At losing, he's on the phone with him, what, feeding him more information? At this point, I'm really starting to believe that Orangina is really trying to press that button. Every day he gets sicker, he got patches and shit. Every day that he sees the ghost of Christmas past, present, and fucking future, he's itching to destroy this bitch. Itching. He wants to go down in history, in my opinion, as the person who destroyed the civilized world. Allegedly civilized. You know what I mean? I've come to that conclusion. This isn't just, the rest of them might be a little stupid, but like, and he's definitely a lot of stupid, but it's also, I want to take this bitch out. I want people to remember me forever. If anybody is here left to remember. I spoke about that already. The expensive missiles versus the cheap ass drones. What happened to our billions of dollars in stockpiles? Trillions, mind you, every year. These budgets aren't every 10 years. Every year. Yes, $4 million adds up. But a week? But I guess when Iran could produce 600 drones a day. See that shit I talk about when I said David and Goliath? Everything we think. I spoke about with one of the subscribers on here earlier this month, I believe. And she was speaking about our dope ass angry public servant. And she was speaking about how, the technology that we have, everyone's able to see everything, and they're able to do this and they're able to do that. And like, I had to remind her that all the technology that we have, it's always a way around it. Somebody's gonna come up with something better. Or somebody, because especially because it's a bunch of idiots, someone can come up with something just rational enough to work. Iran did not say, I need to produce $1 million drones to go against these $4 million bombs. I'm going to produce $30,000 drones and wipe out your $4 million bomb surplus stockpiles. I'm not even going to hit $1 million and wipe you out. That money you spent on one bomb, let's say, that one bomb, I'm going to wipe out all your bombs. So again, and we not making no fucking ground invasion. I know you lying. We were just talking about how they got the people in Panama to teach them how to go through the fucking bush, the jungle. But down there we call it the bush. My people Panamanian, if you didn't know. We call it teach them how to go through the bush. The bush is treacherous, y'all. My uncle live in the bush. I've been in there once. My mama got bit by a bug. I was 10. I'm 45. She still has that fucking bite mark. And she from out there. The bush is dangerous, y'all. It is dangerous, y'all. I don't know how I survived being a kid running around out there. I swear to God, I don't know how I survived. But they had to ask them to teach them how to get through, I guess, so they think they can ground invasion Venezuela in them. I don't know. But these people think they're going to get in, they going to rush Iran. Iran is surrounded by ginormous mountains. Okay? They went so hard, they as in us, fuck it. as to try to hire the Turkey people and the what is, why I can't remember shit today. The Kurds, the Kurds, to try to teach them how to go through. The Kurds thought for a second, like maybe, and Turkey ran down on them, like, what you think you're gonna do? Because y'all ain't creating no shit with us in Iran, because they right next door and they got drama. Okay, I digress. We'll get there in a minute. Kurds was like, you know what, nah. And then the reality of the U.S. ain't sending you no more bombs to protect yourself. They said the only people they sending anything to in the Middle East is it's not real. So I get they had enough common sense to have common sense, because it doesn't matter how much money America was trying to give you if everything you know is about to be destroyed. It doesn't matter how much money, if they try to fly you out to America or to Europe or what, you can't go to Europe. Europe was no parts of this shit. Everything you know is going to be destroyed. Everything you can think of. But it's still not happening, because Iran is about their life. Iran has always been about that. Persia historically has always been about that life. Now, the other Persian countries, Qatar and them, they forgot. They learning a lesson real quick. Their ancestors are tapping in like, bitch, you better get it together. Y'all started worshiping that holy dollar, and we don't worship that. You better stand on business before you get blown the fuck up. Okay? Speaking of blown the fuck up, now the Strait of Hormuz, the world gets 20% of our gas from this strait. For y'all people who drive, y'all better stack up on gas. Iran started dropping, what do you call them? They got a name. They completely went out my mind. But you know, the bombs in the water. The bombs in the water. Iran said, if y'all don't get down, you gonna lay down. I'm gonna blow up all your oil. You ain't gonna have shit. Tourism already fucked up, because who going to the Middle East now? Even if this shit do finish in 6 weeks, who going to Dubai? Mines. Yes, thank y'all. I love y'all. Mines. I said it and I turned and I saw you. Thank you, girl. Mines. Ukraine has dropped mines in the Strait. That's 20% of the world's gas. Let me be very clear. There is a reason why he tried to hit up Ecuador. Did y'all hear about that? He hit up Ecuador last week, tried to bomb it. Because if you don't know, and I've spoken to you about this before, we ain't a part of NATO no more. But you know who's not a part? Who don't really? These motherfuckers are a part of BRICS. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Iran, a bunch of other South American countries trying to get involved in BRICS. That's why this fool was trying to create this thing of peace, whatever the fuck it was. And that shit went to shit, because all of them dropped out, because they probably got that call from BRICS like, hey, because at this point, the countries of, you know how Rubio was like, we're Western countries and we're this and we're that. Okay, the countries of the East and the South have all the natural materials. They got all the gas. The gas, the oil, Middle East, South America, places like that, who are, follow me, who are a part of BRICS, and whose main goal regardless of what they say, is to take down this dollar. It's to take down this dollar. So right now, we have lost 20% of the world's oil. And because of that, shout out to Couture Bay. She mentioned, because she's in Asia, the Asians buy a lot of that oil. It's saucy. It's saucy out there. It's saucy everywhere. Oil, gas. When we started this war, so you peep game, because I know sometimes people don't, barrels are now about $100 a barrel of oil. Barrels before the 28th, when this shit jumped off, were $52 a barrel. You know what that means? And now he just dropped, I was going to say landmines, sea mines. He just dropped sea mines in fucking Strait. And only allowing certain fucking, because it's their ocean, like we want to say Gulf of America. That motherfucker should change that shit to Gulf of Iran. I'm just saying, this shit is fucking insane. It's diabolical. It's stupid is as stupid does, and fuck around and find out to the 20,000th times. So Iran done dropped the fucking mines in the Gulf of Iran. At this point, that's what it is, kind of. What the fuck? You gotta go through them. They the biggest bitches out there. You gotta go through them. And now gas is $100 a barrel. As of yesterday, it might have went up today. I didn't check. Which means the projected gas, that y'all put in y'all cars. I'm from New York. Oh my God, I've never been so happy not to have a car. It's about to be about $8-9 a gallon. They're talking about by the end of March, we're on the 11th, we're going to be at $8 a gallon. How much it costs you to fill up your car? How much it costs you? We got money to give away $4 million bombs, but we ain't got no health insurance. We got money to make and give out $4 million bombs that are being bested by $30,000 drones. Hear what I'm telling you. But we don't have free colleges and university. All these other places we fucking with, they do. We don't have health insurance. The homeless population is out of control. The food is fake. But we got $4 million a bomb to be annihilated by $30,000 drones. You know how they say you so smart, you dumb? It is diabolical. Because I dead ass the other day, I was like, where are these trillions of dollars? They talking about, they're waiting. They purchased more bombs. From who? Nobody fucks. From China? Peep it. I hope China put them tariffs on it. From China? They purchasing more because, again, they ain't got no more. And they don't have there's no resources here to make them. I've told y'all before, and I'll tell you again, what America exports is talent. Us, people. We don't have a bunch of natural resources here. We got some coal, But what decade do we live like? Do we look like coal ain't fucking running no ain't being used in no $4 million bombs. We ain't got shit. But we want to be isolating and charge people to send they shit when we ain't got shit. And now we need bombs. 12 days into a war. And we got to go ask Asia. And we got to go beg Ukraine after y'all disrespected that man. I hope he tells J.D. Vance to get up on national TV and tell him thank you. But we all knew this was coming, and we've been prepared. Some of y'all been growing. I got a closet full of shit. Hope you got your generators. Hope you got your shit. I ain't getting into the shit, because if you've been here long enough, you know what shit is. There's a video. Go find it. Hope you prepared. We prepared. We've been prepared, because we knew before November the 4th, that this was gonna happen. The 5th, my bad. We knew what was gonna happen. We knew how this was gonna play out. And the people who want to pretend like they didn't know how this was gonna play out, they deserve their children to be sent to war and get blown the fuck up. No shade, just tea. Just to say I didn't vote for this. Yes, you did, because he said it. And he's an idiot. And if you can't peep that, that means you're an even more idiot. I gotta say what I gotta say. So again, the Strait is under pressure. Well, I'm gonna start calling it the Gulf of Iran at this point. The Gulf of Iran is under pressure. Okay, UAE, Dubai, none of them. They gotta get down. They gotta get down, or they're gonna be laid down. If you know what I said, you know what I said. If you don't ask me no stupid ass questions. And if people in the comment acting stupid, put them on mute for 24 hours. So now, again, but this might be a real good thing for African countries. Let me just throw that in there. Okay, we already know that they have been working hella hard, especially the Sahel nation, to get the fuck up underneath the West, build their transportation, and build their shit. I just heard Botswana's president like 2 days ago. And I like him. He's cool. He's one, well, let me not, a lot of them is cool, it's just really at this point, just a couple of them that need to be backhanded, that need a coup. Okay. It's just a couple of them that need to be cooed out of here, including Kenya, but we'll get there. But Botswana's president was talking about how, they got like 4 days for oil. No, he's like, they got a week. And that blows my mind. Because a large majority of the world's oil also comes from that region as well. There's oil all over Africa. They just need to build it. Get them trains, get them things, and get it going now. I do know that him and Zambia's president, that's Madam President, were building, I believe it was an oil refinery between them and I believe Zanzibar, but don't hold me to it. What's the country on top of them? I might be mistaken. But I know that it was Botswana and Zambia with another country who was trying to build an oil refinery. Okay? You need to pick that shit up. Get it going. You need to work with the urgency of the Sahel nations and how they busted it down. Because 4 days when oil is underneath your feet, is not appropriate. And it's going to be a lesson for them and everybody else around the world to get your shit together. Because some bitch from over the pond, we the bitch over the pond. Some bitch from over the pond could do some stupid shit over there and fuck up things for everybody. And all you got is what's underneath your feet, what you can grow, what you can do with what you have. So hopefully that oil refinery, hopefully they pushing through, especially now. I haven't really looked. I heard what he said a couple of days ago, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. But then I remembered they were building an oil refinery down there in the southern African region. And I'm like, whatever timeline y'all had before, you need to have that shit on a 24-hour schedule. You need to have these motherfuckers in here working. Y'all need to be building roads like Mali and all of them fucking Sahel nations is out here building roads now. Get it done. Because 20% of the world's oil is literally gone until Iran decides. This shit is affecting, like I said, far beyond the Middle East. It's affecting the whole fucking world. Now, again, we spoke about how other governments, European nations are not fucking with us at all. They don't like the war, period, but they damn sure don't like Orangina. Because let's be for real, if it was anything else, if it was Biden, if it was anybody else, it could have been Bush, bitch. Anybody else, okay? They would have just got down. He gave them the best excuse to not to. This is in Switzerland. You know, the people who mind their business, the people who I ain't part of this, I ain't part of that. Switzerland is saying this is an international that the USA, and it's not real, committed an international crime. War, a crime against humanity. Switzerland. And they mind their whole business about everything. They play the fence. They're not playing the fence today. Majority of Europe is not fucking with it. And honestly, I gotta say it. I hope the Ukraine screws us. I don't see why the Ukraine would not screw us. If the Ukrainian people and the Ukrainian president helps Orangina out. Now, mind you, when he's gone, when y'all decide to take this country back and get all these insane people up out of here and put the right people, and hire back people with actual intelligence and who would have saw them fucking propellers, the world, hopefully, if we don't do too much damage, will forgive us. But at this point, Zelensky would be a fucking dumbass. You would embarrass yourself. Orangina would respect you even less than he respects you now. He in New York at the end of the day. I'm telling y'all how we think. I ain't gonna respect you. I done punked you. I done bitched you in my office. Had my number 2 telling you, well, you should say thank you for us fucking disrespecting you. That's kind of what he did. I wouldn't give him shit. And we shouldn't get shit. We've caused this shit. We've caused so much strain for years, honestly. But in the last year and a half, We've destroyed the global economy. We've attempted to revert back to when the world was suffering and take our technology back to when the retards could fucking figure it out. Let's call it a spade a spade. They just mad that they too stupid to comprehend how to do things now. Yeah, I said what I said. So yeah, the America have really been trying to drag the UAE in it, Turkey in it, the Kush, the Kurds in it. Well, I keep saying Kush, the Kurds in it. The UAE was like, no, the fuck we didn't. The USA trying to say, oh, Iran dropped the bomb on the school. They stole our helicopter. I mean, they stole our bomb. They don't even comprehend how stupid people don't comprehend how stupid they make themselves sound. He was better off admitting to blowing up the school. He was better off admitting to blowing up, even if he said, oh, because it was near a base. Oh, we tried to get the base. It was an accident. Yeah, because you ain't shit anyway, so nobody expects anything from you. But to say that the Iranians robbed a bomb because we can't keep track of our fucking bombs. And the bombs, from what I comprehend, have to come from the bomb that did it, have to come from a Navy ship. So they jacked a Navy ship. But this is what happens when you get a D+ student who went to fucking Fordham and only ended up at fucking UPenn because his brother had to call in a fucking favor. Okay? No shade to Fordham. I'm a New Yorker. Them rich kids don't go to no fucking Fordham. Just like they don't go to NYU, where Barron go. NYU is like a fucking community college here in New York for rich kids. Real shit. Or even semi-decent kids who went to good schools. NYU gives community college here in New York. No shade, just tea. For New Yorkers. I'm not talking about for people coming in, but these New York kids who live on the Upper West Side and all of this shit, they're not going to no fucking NYU. They'd rather go to fucking St. John's, and that is a state school. You let retards who got into Fordham at best and become the supreme leader over here, basically, and think he gonna fucking blows my mind. Blows it. It blows it. It blows it. So yeah, they tried to get the UAE, the Saudis, all of them was like, no, we ain't have no parts in this. We ain't got no parts in this. We ain't got no drama with our brothers. They were like, nobody. Wasn't us. Don't even try to play around. So again, the Gulf states, like I said, they got to get down and lay down. Iran said, y'all could go back to business as usual, but you got to get rid of the USA, and they can't ever come back here. I already told you, half of Africa got rid of these Western countries any damn way. So it now is the Middle East turn. Okay, they told them we're gonna blow up your oil refineries, and they already started. And like I said, they don't have the bombs to counteract their little drones. Okay, so they said they're gonna continue because they already started blowing up their oil refineries. And they put the fucking mines in, and you're only allowed to pass through the Gulf of Iran. At this point, it's the Gulf of Iran. Okay, you only allowed to pass through the Gulf of Iran if you get the military up out of the U.S. military the fuck up out of your country, and don't fuck with them in business or nothing. They getting American businesses up out of there. Up out of there. up out of there. And I forgot. And they're taking money out of the stock market. Trillions of dollars. If you don't know, the U.S. economy is really prepped up by, the stock market, but who owns majority of the stocks? These Middle Eastern trillionaires and billionaires. Them. One of them wrote a whole letter, was like, and baked to Orangina, and was like, who told you you can do this? Like, he was dead ass serious. Like, are you dumb? I clear my whole account. We are going to drop so many angles because racism is expensive, y'all. Shit. Ooh. Racism is expensive. Now, shout out to Bree Couture Bay. Go follow her channel. She was, if you don't know, she's over in Asia. Okay, Instacart is popping. And I was watching her live the other day. I was in the bushes. Okay, y'all know I be in the bushes sometimes. I was watching her live the other day, and she was talking about how, again, we're not getting a lot of this news here. We know why. Let's not even go there. We know why. Okay, we know why. But I believe anybody who's out of the country telling me out of the country what the out of the country news is saying, because they are owned by one person. Okay, let's be clear. Who let's not even go there. But Asia is feeling it hard because they have energy dependency. Taiwan, bitch, China coming for you. Taiwan, China coming for you. Because who gonna stop them? America. I hope you got them little bombs they left you, because, and apparently Asia, all China got to do is send some $30,000 drones. China, them people though. China about their life. China might fuck around and be able to bring the cost down to 10,000 a fucking drone and wipe out all the fucking $4 million missiles in like 4 days. Okay. Again, also shipping concerns, because we know China is out here creating everything now. America gave them rank over the world, so they gotta get they shit back and forth to Canada, to Europe, to everywhere. Okay, they making that big bucks. Okay, they ain't got no tariffs with other people. They making that money, and they just need to get their containers through. But you know what? I think China gonna be able to get. I think Iran is gonna be like, let them Chinese tankers go through. And again, market sensitivity, because you don't know what's going to happen, right? I think China is going to be able to continue their flow and continue to do what they need to do. But this whole war is going to making everything, nothing is dependable. You can't depend on shit. So again, communication attempts are stalled. Iran supreme leader, who just buried his daddy, his whole entire fucking family. Okay, he said he's not negotiating with the devil during the holy month of Ramadan. When is Ramadan? Hey Google. Oh, this ain't even plugged in. I don't know why my kid does that. She's always plugging this one out. When is Ramadan over? Okay, March 19th. We got about 8 days. Hold on, this is my mom. I'm live. Call you back. All right, sorry. Um, yeah, so at least till March 19th. But they still ain't fucking with us. I'm gonna be honest. That boy ain't fuck. He's grieving his father and his whole family. His whole family. His entire lineage is gone. So fuck family. It's up. It's it's so up. It might not come down for a couple generations. I don't know. 9/11 ain't got nothing on what these fuckers might do. I'm just honestly, I'm just hoping that they keep that shit out of New York. I'm hoping they keep that shit out of democratic states. Can I be honest with you? I'm hoping and I think that they might keep that shit like how Canada was like, we'll shut down the shit for these states, so we don't want to work with certain states. I hope that if they do something, which I really hope they don't, but let's be for real, um, that they don't do it in democratic states. I am right now. I am so excited that Mandani is my motherfucking mayor. I'm hoping Mandani being my mayor will save us because I can't deal with another 9/11. I'm gonna keep it buck with you. I can't deal with it. If you've been here before, I was on a train over the bridge. I saw that bitch fall. My mama, who I just told, she worked at the Trade Center. I can't do it. As a New Yorker, I don't want to do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm be real with you. I can't do it. That shit was traumatizing. Okay. It was really fucking traumatizing. I'm just hoping it won't be here. If they're gonna do this, if they're gonna do some shit, I'm hoping they will pick places that are on the other side of this foolishness, that agree with what's going on in this shit. Like, because I can't do it. I did hear them say that, the only person who really need to be scared is Orangina. And I was like, thank God, because I can't do it. I can't do it. I told y'all I had to have a whole conversation with my kid last Monday about how, because she goes to school here. Her sports is all the way uptown, and having a conversation with her if something happened, like, and she's like, walk, like trying to, make her understand, like, I did it. It's been done. This to do this, what bridge to cross, you go, you take off when you hit the bridge. You run that bitch. I did it. Like these conversations, I don't want to have to happen. But we're here. Um so yeah, like I said, they are claims that say they have taken about 12 military professionals or whatever. I think it's more. Like I told y'all, I already think the unaliving rate for the military is about, I believe the Europeans more than I believe the Americans, when the Europeans say there's about 500 or 600, because those bases weren't empty. Okay. Plus the Iranians snatched up some motherfuckers. Okay. They love to snatch a bitch up. Okay. They will kidnap her. So they snatched the motherfucker up. Now, and I've said this, I said this before, I said it in the middle of this video, but this conflict is increasingly exposing the military strength. It's not just about how much force you have. Okay, how much money we have, how much trillions of dollars we spend on our military every year. People get buck about, oh, we spend these $1 trillion. If it's a waste, if it's a waste, but how that force can be sustained politically, economically, and diplomatically and materially. Because, like I said, it doesn't matter if we have a $2-3 trillion budget. If they're knocking us out the skies in 30, if they're knocking them out the skies with $30,000 fucking drones. David took out Goliath. And you think that It's Not Real people would peep that, but I guess not. David took out fucking Goliath with a goddamn stone. Now, if you, child, the fucking drones are the damn stones. It just came to me. The drones are the stones. The power of the USA getting knocked left and right, and munitions in the tanker for fucking stones. Buy fucking stones. If that ain't a fucking analogy, if you got nothing out of this, David took down Goliath with a fucking stone, and Iran is taking us the fuck out of here with fucking stones. Let me jump into these comments. Hey everybody, hope y'all all doing. Oh, I'll figure that out later. Hope y'all are all doing well. I'm gonna drop this link in the chat. How's everyone going? I'm having a great day. Besides, I gotta go. Oh, y'all. Well, tomorrow is a video day anyway, so I will be dropping a video at noon. I gotta go be a chaperone tomorrow. I forgot. I thought it was the 16th, but it's tomorrow. So I had to reschedule my groceries because the groceries would come in like 10 o'clock. But I had to reschedule that delivery to like 7 in the morning because I got to go be a chaperone. And then I got to go do my hair. That's why I got to go wash my hair today because, these people don't like to wash their hair, whatever. But I got to go wash my hair in a few when I get off of here. Be ready to, I got you in a second, sis, and be ready because I'm getting my hair tomorrow. My hair, oh, I'm not even going to show y'all. Y'all see it on Friday. When I say, oh, baby. Let's bring up our angry public servant. Hey, girl.
Hey, boo.
I'm about to grab some water. Go ahead, talk.
Yeah, this is the dumbest timeline in the world. I don't know why we did this. I mean, I know why a megalomaniac would do it, but this is still freaking stupid. Like, we didn't even have to do this. Had we not elected this man as the freaking president, we would not be here. And I firmly believe that. The job market is trash here. Mr. Angry Public Servant got laid off last month.
Oh my gosh.
Go freaking figure. So now we got to put our baby plan on hold. It's like cascading, and these dumb Trump supporters are still trying to break their stupid brains to justify this. And I'm like, well, if you so supportive of it, go send your kids over there to fight.
Please do.
Do that. Make sure Barron join them too. Like, make sure they all go over there to fight together. Because I watched the foreign minister for Iran. The newscaster asked him, like, were you guys expecting this, blah, blah. He said, we were ready for it. And if they put boots on the ground, we ready for them. I was like,
yeah,
we're not going to win this.
Never.
Like, the way
we won't even get past their mountains. We
First
can't
of all,
even get past.
We're not training like that. And our stupid Secretary of War or whatever, he spent how many billions on lobster and steak? Come on.
A month. When that was like a month,
I was like, what seafood boils y'all making over there?
He bought like $200,000 chairs. I was like, oh yeah,
this is stupid. And I think that we need to learn this really hard lesson that you don't get to just be the bully we were better off being diplomatic, but men and their need to be angry and control everything
Yeah.
has gotten us here. This is what we get. And I don't know what it's gonna look like after this. I hope that we go more towards the humanities route where we like stop all this crazy military crap and you know um
They would have to start here first, and
yeah, we really got to look
problem is
within.
the country's too racist to do that. They would have
Yeah,
to start here first, and they refuse. They would rather die.
they would rather choke on an egg before we go through our entire history, this country's original sins that we never have actually stood on. Because other countries like Europe and they were barbaric too at a point.
Yeah.
King Leopold, what he did in Africa, all of them crazy things, the Berlin Conference, how they split up Africa, all that, they don't hide from that. They do not hide from that. Germany even was scared to even have tanks going to help Poland because Russia is in their backyard. They were like, we do not want people to see tanks on the ground again because and that's because of Hitler, what he did.
Yeah.
That's a country that learned from their mistakes. I feel like you could always learn. Yeah, the West is not the best. I mean, we still very much money driven, but America has gotten even more so. We've never even grown out of slavery. Like we never even grew past that because look at how we treating the people working these farms.
Yeah.
They don't want to pay you a livable wage. They want you out in this hot ass sun. And I'm like, that feels too much like, slavery to me. My black ass. I was like, America starved before black people get out there.
Yeah.
Y'all
They,
just starve.
they
Y'all go
will
hungry
let
before
this
we do it.
whole yeah, they will let this whole shit go to shit. They will starve their kids.
Yeah. My thing is, if y'all wanted freaking labor that bad, y'all should be doing apprentice programs where people are actually learning how to be a true farmer and not just picking cotton.
Yeah.
Teach them about the animals, how to take care of them, how to raise livestock, how to have a free range pasture. But see, that's the big corporations don't want that. We've been dictated on.
We're run by big corporations.
Yeah, we 5 countries in a trench coat. I mean, companies in a trench coat. This is not a real country anymore. And once them corporate tax rates, once Reagan started doing that mess, that's where it started. And I'm like, where are you old bastards at who ruined my future? Because I got smoke for some of these old people. Like, y'all motherfuckers made these decisions that most of the people alive had no freaking say so in.
Yep.
And you've bankrupted our future and y'all begging us to have kids. When I have my kid, I already told my husband, look, I know we're brainiac people, but I want my kid to be an artist. I want them to be seen as a complete waste of time to y'all because I want them to be creative. I want them to be in the arts. I want them to be empathetic. I want them to read stories of other people. I don't care where around the world they're from. You need to have those perspectives.
Yeah.
To see the humanity in other people, and powerful rich people just don't have that. We already seen it with the Epi Files.
Mm-hmm.
The Epi Files showed that these motherfuckers is eyes wide shut. Like they really own that.
Yeah.
And it goes deeper than what we even know. And one of my old coworkers, he was history, like masters in history. So we talk about a lot of this. And he was like, seriously, I think people know too much now because, I mean, we knew it was there, but now you seeing names and you putting the things together. And yeah, I mean, it is going to blow up the world order. And I was like, the world order that we created that we're blowing up. Like after World War II, we pretty much brought capitalism. Was like, look, we can all make money. You don't have to fight each other for resources. We can just trade and buy it.
Yeah. But they didn't want to do that decently.
No, they want to go pillage Latin America and make them grow bananas. Hello, Banana Republic. we have our hand in everything over here, and it is really bothering me. It makes my asshole itch that I'm sorry, it does. It makes me just so irritated how we can't just be a normal freaking country. Like, can we stop the warmongering? And I look at Latin America, Haiti. I was talking to a girl at my job. She is Haitian and she speaks Spanish, so we talk a lot. And she
Mhm.
was like, "Yeah, part of the reason our country is jacked up is because of the United States." I was like, "We create the issues and destabilize these regions and be mad when these people come to our doorstep needing a place to stay.
Yeah. Facts.
It's our fault."
Facts.
And the average American is not hearing this. The people who need to hear this are not listening. They have their head in the sand, not wanting to listen to what is actually going on around them. And I'm like, these Iranians, the Persians, they're not playing. They're
They
pissed off.
never played.
You know,
Never. In the history of histories, when the fuck them people playing?
never ever. And you know what? This is not to say that I'm because these American like talking heads, they think that if you not with us, you against us. No, I think it was BS what we did because his intelligence even said they did not have any weaponry, they did not have anything ready to fight us. But you done went and blew up their shit anyway. And now look at these families being displaced, these children, the journalist asked him, "Why are you the only person saying this?" That
Yeah, I saw that.
and I was
And
like,
now,
"Thank
even
you."
to add on top of that, yeah, they didn't have it, but now fucking North Korea said we'll give it to you for free. What's
Yeah.
up?
And I'm over here like, okay, so now you're breaking even more of a relationship that we used to have a decent relationship with the Middle East. The problem I have with the Middle East is the religious extremism,
Yeah,
not their religion, because honestly, if you look at all of the three major Abrahamic religions, y'all are literally brothers fighting. Like, we don't even have to do this. This is so dumb. We are so dumb. And I'm concerned about the women and children over there, because they were disappearing groups of women for not wearing their hijab. I hate that type of stuff. Leave this shit in the past. If you want to have your faith, fine, fine. But it should not make decisions in your government.
yeah,
I don't care what anybody says. It shouldn't. I don't want it here. I don't want it anywhere. I think that if we made decisions based on the well-being of the motherfuckers next to us, we would be in a better place. Yes, your religion is a lot of these like old religions are backwards. Yes, but we also have different denominations that looked at the human condition and said, we don't necessarily agree with that. We can update our view of the world. It is, to me, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you got people ready to die for their cause and kill everybody else with them, that's what I don't want to die. Like,
yeah.
I got my madness right now. I'm not there anymore, girl. You go meet Jesus by yourself. Okay. Um, I want to end off on this funny joke I saw because it was hilarious. So speaking of Jesus, the joke is that some aliens came to Earth and was like, "Oh, hey, they thought it was Jesus coming back. We thought, it was Jesus." They was like, "You're not Jesus." They were like, "Oh, you mean JC? He sees us all the time. He always tells us we have the best chocolate, blah, blah, blah. What did you guys give him?" And they were like, "Oh, because, we killed Jesus." Basically, why would he come back to see y'all crazy violent asses? Why? Why? I'm not an end times person. I grew up with that in my head because the church said so. But my mother always told me, your end time is when you motherfuckers stop breathing.
Yeah.
That's it. Make the most of that. I have family that's like, see, this is it. And I'm like, why do you want to die so bad?
So bad.
It is not that bad. You know how much better we can make the world? We got Star Trek as an example. Like, we could literally just say, you know what? We need to get along. What do we need to do to get along? we need to respect each other's culture. Okay, what if we hate this part of your culture? If you're killing women for not wearing a hijab, what about that? Like, what can we do with that? Do the women just leave and leave the men to themselves? Because it seems like that's what they want anyway. Looking at Afghanistan, the women probably need to poison these motherfuckers. Like, what do we need to do to get along?
That's what I think. I personally think the women of their country, the people who get sick and tired, like they should get sick and tired of what's happening here, and
Yep.
fix whatever's going on. They
Yes.
will fix whatever's going on when they get to the point where they don't want it no more. It
No,
is not our job to go over there getting in people.
enforce freedom on people. With Iran, that change needs to come from within.
Yeah.
They need to go up and do that. And they were protesting, but see, we got us being,
And now
messy.
even if you ain't fuck with them before, now we riding.
Yeah,
Now we riding.
yeah.
You know, blow up my fucking kid in school. It's up.
Man, dirty. And Americans are pissed off. If there's any people from the Middle East that are listening, Americans are mad. But we also have state controlled media that will be louder than any independent sources. I think is motherfucking disgusting. Do I agree with people's religious beliefs? No, I don't care though, because that's linear. It should not have anything to do with me. That's your personal religious beliefs, and it's not the religion itself, it's some of the misogyny and chauvinistic values that are held up. That's my main gripe.
Yeah,
that's it. So I think that we are going to be reckoned with. This is going to rock us, but I am going to be an optimist and say that we are going to bounce back better than before, and we going to have a different point of view of, we can't just be no big ass bully. We can't be like that. We have to be humanist at the end of the day, because MAGA y'all forgot we in the same country, which means we share a wallet, you idiots. But guess what? To the rest of the world, we live on the same fucking rock.
Yeah,
we need to do better than this. We should not have done that. The children, like the human life, is the biggest expense. No matter what, I don't care what you believe in. I don't care who you pray to. I don't care if you like men or women. I don't care about that. If you are like living your life and your government decides to blow up a place and kills many of our own as well, because we get our asses whooped. And one of my brothers, he's getting deployed.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And I hate it. I'm like, I really hate this, because he's young. He's in his mid-20s. He just got married. Like, I don't want to. The war is not a game, and you got a draft dodger making these fucking decisions.
Baby, I would have dodged it and then fucking use Trump as a reason why.
Exactly. I got bone spurs, bitch. My feet hurt. And you know what? I'm one of them people that, to fight a war or go to jail, let me go to the big house, bro. Like,
yep.
Not why would I want to? What Muhammad Ali say? You know what he said? He said, "Why would I go fight these people's war and then what? You gonna come home and get spit on anyway?" Yeah. Like, remember that, people. Man, okay. Angry public servant out, bro. I got to get back to being an angry public servant, child.
All right, girl.
Get money on y'all bus tickets. Y'all got the bus. Get your money on your bus card, because gas about to be high. Hi. See you later.
Later. Jamie asked, "Hey Jamie," she said, "Jovi, what's going on in Brooklyn with the? I saw something. I forgot to come back to it. Okay, so y'all know I live in Crown Heights. Half of my block is. So today last night when I was walking the dog, I saw a motherfucker. I saw one of them jogging." Like he's trying to get himself. I've lived in Crown Heights my whole life. The women will do the little speed walk up Eastern Parkway, but I've never seen one of them. And he was like jogging. My mind went, "Oh, you trying to get yourself in shape, huh? Going to war?" That's where my mind went. For the last two nights, they have events. They have events, okay? There again, I'm in Crown Heights. There's a little mini synagogue across the street, up like literally on the same block, but across the street, like a couple houses up. There's a little mini synagogue. The building, the house right next to my building, I look down there, you know. They were having they were out there chanting, singing. I don't know what the fuck they were saying. I should put on my translator. I should put on my translator, but I don't know if it'll work that far. But they were out there for the last 2 days meeting, chanting, singing. And like I said, I saw a motherfucker running down the block, like, and it threw me because, like I said, I've lived here. I lived in Crown Heights my whole life, not on this block, of course, but I've lived in Crown Heights my whole life. And I've never seen one of their men out here working out. Like I said, the women, you'll catch them. They're out in the morning with the baby carriages, you know, speed walking down Eastern Parkway. You know, they're not even running; they're just speed walking, and you see that a lot. But I've never seen a man do it. And this dude had on like workout. He still had on his little strings and shit, you know, but the workout outfit, I've never seen it before. And like I said, it threw me. I had to look. I stopped. I dead ass looked at him halfway down the block because I was like, what the fuck is going on? I wanted to know if he was going to stop at the synagogue, but he didn't. He ran past it. But yeah, that's what I've been seeing. I don't want to say this next part. I'll say this next part maybe Friday, depending on what tomorrow look like. I will be in the city more tomorrow because again, I have to chaperone. So I will be in the city more to see what else I can see going on in the city. And I don't really see them outside like that these last couple of days. I don't really see them outside. The kids, I don't see the kids outside. You know, the kids be outside in little, you know, they little porch area, you know, because Brooklyn, it don't matter who you are in Brooklyn, you know, we all sit on a stoop and shit. And I haven't seen the kids. I haven't really seen them outside like that. And like I said, I saw one and he was running, and then I heard because my window was open for the last 2 days. They meeting. It ain't no Jewish holiday, but they meeting. So I don't know what they're meeting about. I wasn't there. I don't speak their language. I don't know what the chants were. But something is occurring. Let's continue these comments so we can get down to it. Yes, Russia is helping Iran. Hey, Internal Beauty. Russia is helping Iran. Orangina is an idiot because Russia has never been a U.S. ally, but Orangina admires and befriends Putin. And yes, Russia, the USSR, has never, ever, ever been a friend of the West. When it was popping for centuries, they were on the side of the Persians, as they are now. You know who the Persians are. The Persians kind of include all of that. Asia, all of them. They don't fuck with you. They don't. Rubio was right in one thing when he said that message, you know, like, you know, the West, if, you know, all we all got is all white. Even the whites over there, they're a difference. They're different. They have been going at this shit for hundreds, if not thousands, let's just say it, thousands of fucking years. And for us over here to be so ignorant, stupid, just have no knowledge of fucking history, okay? Y'all bitches don't even watch movies apparently, because even the movies will tell y'all bitches who don't like to read a book. But like nothing about Russia fucks with America or anything that would consider themselves the West. Nothing about them. Nothing. She said Iran sure has always been about it. Damn right. Warmongers with no strategy. Nothing. 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 It's fucking shameful because we are here, but Jesus Christ. Yeah, she said, yep, Ecuador came and went. Yeah, because they're trying to get their shit. That's what Greenland is about. That's what Ecuador is. Instead of being a rational human being and bartering, we've been bartering on this planet since barter was barter. We've been bartering for millions of fucking years. You give me this, I give you that. That's one thing that the BRICS is implementing. They're bartering. I read an article, probably was like in December, like um oh my god, Burkina Faso. Y'all know I love Burkina Faso. They bartered with India because again, Burkina Faso is trying to get to be a full member of the BRICS, like a lot of these nations trying to be a full member of the BRICS, but they're bartering. Like, I give you 10,000 pounds of cotton. It was a way more cotton, but or whatever. They gave them like 1,000,000 pounds of cotton for this, and this, without no money attached to it. Just, I give you this, you give me this. We have been doing that on this planet for fucking millions of years. And instead of just being rational and reasonable and trying to barter or trying to say, okay, let me buy your shit, no. No. She said he's bullying everybody and nobody, and then confused why nobody fucks with him. And then confused. That's the confusing part. That's how you know people ain't got the common sense God gave them. Because what about everything that and that everybody around him ain't got the common sense God gave him? Because nobody has, not one person has said, well, maybe, y'all right. That's why they tried to call in Condoleezza Rice. Because at least she'll say, well, what about your actions make you think people fucking with you? What about your behavior? This is regular shit. What about your behavior makes you think people fucking with you? Or people would fuck with you? What about your behavior says people ain't gonna set you up to take your life? I think Iran did come with some, requests beyond the USA get the fuck up out of the Middle East. They also said that Netanyahu needs to go to jail. Netanyahu's son sitting up in Florida chilling in his condo. But about 600 U.S. Army members were unalived behind some dumbass bombs that a motherfucker that was high off of Big Mac sauce implemented because fuck it. They said, keep playing, it's going to be $200 a barrel. I do a lot of drama and how I get in this. Exactly how we get in it, but we in it. The rest of the people, we did, listen, the 92 did what the 92 was supposed to do. Okay, we are prepared because we knew this was going to happen. We have been preparing since the 5th. Okay, we knew this was going to happen. And we have prepared. I got so much rice in that goddamn back that I can't, the beans is beaning. Everything, I'm prepared. We are prepared, and we're still, like I said before, doing what is best for us. Because we can't control these people. And again, according to them, we only 14% of the population. The people who are the majority of this country, of the population, the people who did this shit, the people who still want to pretend like any of this shit makes sense, they need to get to a point where they fix this shit. When they fix this shit, then maybe I'll be involved. Because if we gotta fix this shit, you don't want that. She said, let it marinate that we get 10 less than 10% of our oil from the Middle East. And just them having 10% of the oil. But again, the world is in shambles. The barrels went up from $52 on the 27th of February to $100 a barrel 2 days ago. Shit. Somebody asks if I'm stupid. They're stupid because they're in my chat being stupid. Over that's not. I truly believe we're looking at the beginning of we're full-fledged into it. When we go back in time, it started. They're gonna say when we go into the future, they're gonna say it really started in probably 2016. We spoke about that. A soft launch to war. Just like World War One and World War Two, and the prelude to what popped off. It's up. It's up everywhere. Like I said, Taiwan, be careful. No shade, but damn. Everything. So we ain't got nothing. She said, no health insurance, food is fake, no jobs, high homelessness, no government assistance. Yep. But they want to spend $4 billion a pop for bombs that are being blown up by $30,000 stones. She said, nothing in my house is made in America or the USA. We have the most entitled people in the world, and Orangina is one of the biggest. Yeah, I truly believe it. Like I said, he don't care. Once he done, he done. Once he done, he don't care if this bitch is done. I said it would not surprise me if he that shit on his deathbed. Wickedness. This is, like I said, racism, being a horrible human being, all of that shit is expensive. It is extremely expensive. She said they committed a war crime, being led by hateful Stephen Miller and the rest of the evil administration. Y'all know, there's so many countries. I was like the Kush. Thank you, girl. They won't the spearhead. Africa is not begging for that American aid, you fucking dun-dun-dun-duns. They kicked out most. See, this is what happened. This is what I keep saying. Y'all slow, a little stupid. Slow, a little stupid. They done kicked out the French and the American militaries. They're done kicked them out. Most of the countries. Catch up. Catch up. I know y'all don't care about nothing. Y'all don't even understand that there's a world outside the United States. Catch up. They don't want your aid. They don't need your aid. They have everything. Everything we need to build a bomb is in the ground in Africa. They don't have to import shit. They can build all the bombs, all the cell phones, all the everything over there. Grow all the things. They have real food. They have real food. They don't even want our seeds. You might have places like Kenya who still, but they are like 2 seconds away from overthrowing that fucker. Keep up. Keep up. Keep up. Like I told y'all, I've always been good with timelines. You got to keep up on the timeline. because your mind is still going with what they told you about this, about Africa a couple years ago, and not what's happening now. We have to look at what's happening right now in all of these different countries and all of these different continents. You can't go off information that is not applicable right now to make your point that is pointless. Okay? All right? Now, I get that you don't like to do research because you think it makes you aware and you don't want to be aware, aka woke. You don't want to be woke. You want to be sleep. And that's cool. But don't get in my chat talking shit. All right? Just don't. Especially when it's stupidity. Because me and my chat are smarter than you. And you're just proving it. They're never going to forget. He unalived that dude's dad and his whole family. It's up. They about to Osama bin Laden, Orangina. My mama lived down there in Palm Beach. I had to tell her, don't drive by that bitch. Don't go even near that bitch. You don't know what them people about to do. They about to fucking listen. And then, like I said, they done fired everybody with sense. Nobody with sense is here. We're Fox. Hey, Bree.
Hello, 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 hello. I don't know if y'all can hear me. I'm gonna be super fast, but Jovi, you are so spot on. The Asian diaspora as a whole is in shambles. People really don't understand that because they're focused on Iran. People are forgetting Taiwan. They're forgetting Sri Lanka. They are forgetting China. They're forgetting Korea. There's so much going on throughout the Asian diaspora that it is getting real. Like all this did was activate people to draw lines in the sand and then choose. The American people have been left. I will admit to that. That's not classified. That is the facts.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Israel is being, well, Israel not is being hit every day. That is what the Asian
Yeah.
news is putting out there. Iran said they will tell us when they're ready for it to be over with, and they're not playing. And they were very specific. The prime minister said he wanted Donald Trump, he wanted Mike Pompeo, whoever that is, and John Bolton. I don't know who those men are, but he was very specific in who he wanted when he said his little messaging that was blasted all over Asia. So we're not censored the same way, even though they've been saying Asia is censored, Asia is censored to an extent. People have to realize everywhere throughout Asia is not ruled by a dictator. There's kingdoms out here.
Yeah.
There's kingdoms in Asia that are still actively around since the beginning of time. Like Saudi Arabia is a kingdom.
Kingdom.
And so the fact that they are aligning more with Iran than they are the US speaks volumes. There's a reason they said that, I
They've
don't
been
know if
doing
that's,
this for fucking
yeah,
eons.
for centuries. Okay, it's in the bloodline. You understand? It's
Lie.
in the bloodline. And I've been telling y'all, I've been saying it for a year. Stop eating the fast food. Start drinking your water. Start learning how to get back to the basics because that's what it's really coming down to. Back to the basics because since I've been out in Asia, I've just had a new way of thought, a new way of clarity. There's some type of spell work being done on the people in America because they have to be under a spell. And if they're not under a spell, it has to be the MK Ultra at this point because how do y'all not see what's going on right before your very eyes? I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. But y'all be safe. I will be coming home soon. I'm so excited, but hopefully it's safe to come home. I just advise anybody that's doing any foreign travel, just pray about it. Pray about it before you buy the ticket. If you're not feeling it in your spirit to go at that time, don't go. There's a reason why your body is telling you not to go because this is just the tip. Africa hasn't even gotten started yet, and that's what people don't understand.
It's
Africa
they've
has
been
not gotten
prepping.
started. They see what's going on with South America, and they're like, Asia's like, okay, and then here go Africa. Just Africa hasn't been talked about since the Nigerian bombing. And where are the MAGAs at? Where are the MAGAs at? I hope they're prepping their children to go be on the front line since they wanted this so bad. You see, they have a different tune and whatnot. I hope
Mhm.
they go gather up Nicki Minaj's husband and put him on the front line when he's American citizen behind to go fight something since she's so proud and so Christian like. I keep telling y'all reading the book of spells backwards. Y'all are allowing demons to tell you what's in there. If you read it for yourself, you could see that this was prophesied about a very long time ago that the the last will be first, and it's looking like it's coming into fruition. So y'all get ready, get your passport, get your money, get your things, and start doing the prep work now because yeah, it's about to get real. He's
Yeah.
trying to distract us so he could divert, so he can stay in position of power, so that his son can be in the position of power. That's really what it boils down to. And we're talking about Barron. We're not talking about the other sons he don't care nothing about. We're talking about Barron. They're
Yeah.
already trying to put him in the political gaze. And that started with that weird call from 911. But that's all I have, Jovi. Make sure y'all like this video. Make sure y'all buy this merch. Make sure y'all share this out. Political is pretty. Yes.
Yeah, Bree is not lying. Let me tell you, I'm supposed to be going. I told y'all this summer supposed to be going to um Spain. I'm waiting to see what's happening. I ain't buy my ticket yet. I was supposed to buy my ticket like last week. I ain't buy my fucking ticket. I ain't buy my fucking ticket. My kid is supposed to be going to Europe for the summer. I'm waiting to see what the fuck is going on. She going somewhere else. I ain't telling y'all my business. Y'all weird. There's some a lot of maggots on here. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting and I'm looking and I'm seeing what the fuck is going down. Because I told y'all, I ain't even gonna say what I was about to say. Um Hopefully they keep the rest of us out of it. It'd be a damn shame if they gotta come and clean up our fucking country. What's the irony of that? They did take out that boy's entire family. Kushner, what's his name? Kushner? His ass can't go back to the Middle East no more. That's where it's going. Um Let me wrap this up. We've been here for almost 2 hours. I enjoyed it though. Hey everybody, I see y'all in the trap. She said they begged Condoleezza Rice to come out. Listen, Condoleezza is like she probably went like, what y'all niggas want? What? Uh, oh man, listen, you know she that girl, but mm-mm. It's one thing to deal with a Bush kind of Republican. And I was telling my daughter that because she was asking me yesterday, who's your favorite four presidents? Who's your least favorite four presidents? And I was like, yo, I would pray. I back in the day, I thought Bush was the worst thing ever. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? I remember back in the day, I really was like, so he just gonna look stupid like that, huh? During 9/11. He just gonna be stuck like that, huh? I was just so upset. I wish for a Bush. I wish for a Bush. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Could we get a Bush? Oh, that's it. Yeah, I do believe and I understand they got spell. They be doing this shit. We learned a lot of that from them files. They be doing. We already knew the way Washington is set up. All of that weird shit. We already knew. Okay, we already knew. And maybe that spell is to maybe again. I don't know. Is to make these people the majority hold on to their hate so much, because them being able to hold on to their hate allows everybody else on top, the people on top, to thrive. Maybe it's, but like it does not, when we say racism is expensive, that phrase is going to go down in history books. Racism is expensive. It costs you everything. Yeah, they believe it's a holy war. If it's the holy war, we're the bad guys. Like Bree was just saying about, did y'all read y'all Bible? Even in the when they were speaking about, the part of Revelations, thank you. When they were talking about, this the end of times happening, does the bad guy, the bad guy, the bad guy is who is they're describing what's happening here. They're describing us. They're describing that orangina mother. They're describing what we have been doing as the pure evil. We, like, that's how when Bree say y'all don't read y'all book, they tell y'all, because if you read these passages, when they describe the person who will bring about the end of time, it looks very much like what's happening in Mar-a-Lago. It does not look like the Iranians. They have their shit with them, sure. But even in your Christian ways, nothing about that says the Iranians. Nothing. It's described. We on the wrong side of said holy war. They all hiding out on military bases. They need to be afraid of us. But again, until these middle Americans, that's probably why they need to give up. They need to be affected. Like New Yorkers were affected. They need to be affected, because maybe then they'll get it. Or maybe not. Or maybe not. Maybe they're not meant to get it. We spoke about this before. When they were sending, when the universe, God, whatever, was sending down, or has been sending down our downloads since the 5th, we've kind of always been getting it, but it didn't click. But we've known it since the 5th. When them downloads been coming down to all of us, they ain't get it. They ain't get it. They don't know it. They can't see it. They don't know what's happening. They don't know. They can't see past their nose. Hate is blinding. Hate allows you to not see the humanity in other people, which made you think you could bomb a nigga dad, and it wasn't going to be an entire family, and it wasn't going to be up. Hate and arrogance. I hope they send icicles out to go to war. She said Kushner is not official go-to and sent him to do negotiations in some countries. And they might snatch him up. I think they will. I don't think they can go anywhere. I think the rest of the world will, because the Israel, it's not real leader is not an Israel, it's not real. I think it might get to a point where the fuck he at? I forget where he at. Germany, I don't know where he at. They will arrest him if it get too real. Like, here, he's already a war criminal. Let's be for real. Iran is not asking for anything that should not be done, should not already have been done. He is already a war criminal. They're already looking. They're already trying to get him. That's why he flying all which ways to go places, because certain places he fly, they're going to lock his ass up. She said, somebody, Sharita said, we on the third horse. Child. She said military bases are not safe. I was military police in the Navy for 20 years. And peep game, they done fired the people on the bases who probably made them as safe as they could be. Now it's a bunch of idiots. Literally. A bunch of fools. Because they got rid of anybody with the common sense to know that this shit don't make no common sense. So it's even less safe. He's here in New York. Or did he drop out of NYU? I'm not sure. I think he stopped going to school. I think if I remember correctly, again, because I got a kid that goes to New York City high school and I get a lot of these college updates. I think something happened, or they're trying to say something happened. Somebody said something to him or whatever, and he's upset. People think like that couple. You saw that couple, that MAGA couple that went to Ireland, and they were watching the news, and the people asked them, the first thing out of people's mouth was, who did you vote for? Because that's real shit. And she was like, but we are on vacation, bitch. Nobody cares. You are a part of the people who literally are destroying the world. You're lucky, real shit. You're lucky you got out of that bar. Give it a month. Like Bree said, give it a month. When we go anywhere, people are going to start asking that from now and probably for it. That is going to be the calling factor of who might go to jail in a couple of years just for who you voted for. That. After all of this shit go down. After whatever happens. That might be like when they were out here arresting them Nazis at 80 and 90 years old. The world is going to be on your ass. Child, well, I got a girl child, but I wouldn't send nobody. We going to jail. I hope they send all them white people. We going to jail. Okay? We are, remember, y'all done locked us up for foolishness for so many years. We're not afraid to go to jail. They're not afraid to go to jail. These things in Brooklyn will go to jail. I'm telling you, they will go to jail. They will go to jail first. Send your kids. Send your children. Staten Island, clear them out. Send your kids. The Bronx, sorry. Jail. And then, you go to then have retarded commanders who think that Orangina is the coming of the Lord. You're gonna die. I would rather fight for my booty hole in jail if I was a man. I'm sorry. I mean, that was a little soon, but I would rather fight for my booty hole. I would rather fight for my booty hole than to have niggas bomb me. And then my commander's an idiot. You crazy? I'm out of I will be fighting for my snapping on my booty. I'm not going to your war. Nobody I know is going to your war. Absolutely not. Get someone else to do it. All right, y'all. I'm about to be up out of here. It's literally 2 hours. Okay, so tomorrow I will be dropping my regular live. No, I will be dropping my regular video. Like I said, I have to chaperone tomorrow. Okay, so this time tomorrow, I'm a chaperone. Okay, I forgot all about it. I thought it was next week. I got a chaperone. So I'll be chaperoning tomorrow, and then I'm going to do my hair when I get back to Brooklyn. So we'll be back on Friday. I'm gonna try to get this video done and posted for y'all tomorrow at noon. I got a lot of stuff to do, but I'm gonna try to get it done because we've been putting out the content. We've been consistent. And guess who's not burnt out? And guess who's not burnt out? This girl. All right, so I will be back live. So I'm gonna drop the video for tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern, and I will be back Friday with new hair, new hair, new hair. Okay, so be prepared. I told you when they gave the speech like 2 days ago, when they were speaking, when the generals were speaking to the lieutenants or what, I don't know. The lieutenants was like, what the fuck? They was literally telling them that Orangina is the coming of Christ. The generals. Because they fired all the generals that had common sense. They're gonna make y'all. Ooh. I don't want it to be true. But they're going to start fucking around and making y'all suicide bombers. They're going to tell you they're going to tell you the same shit that they say the Muslims be telling their people. And they're going to strap a bomb to your little 18-year-old son and send him in. Absolutely not. All right, y'all. I'm going to get up out of here. I'm hungry. And I got to go wash my hair because, like I said, I'm getting it done tomorrow. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And as always, I hope you live your life like it's golden because there's no other way to live it.